Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm Sean, coming to you from my studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is April 3rd, 2026. This is going to be episode number 64 from Sea Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings NHL Update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. It's what we do. Last night we had the Red Wings on the road in Philadelphia, coming 300 miles away from Pittsburgh, where they got spanked 5-1 the other night. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves because we kind of treaded water because we got some help around the league with the other teams playing, so we didn't lose that much ground. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into the game. Right off the bat, I thought we had a pretty good start. I think we were engaged. We were matching their intensity. We were being physical. They were trying to be physical. I think we were playing pretty decent hockey. We were matching. We were making mistakes. And Gibson, the reason why Gibson, we got out of there. He made some saves. We got some. We were leaky at times all throughout the game, and I think Gibson was the difference maker here. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into the scoring here. Into the first period, we go with that kind of play that we had going on and a decent start. There was no scoring until late in the third period. In the first period, we're on the power play. We go at the 18:49 mark. We had Alex DeBrincat, man, on a wrist shot there, giving the Red Wings a 1-0 lead on the road. And it's so much easier playing uphill hockey, folks, and not having to come from behind and get scored on early like that on the road, like we've been doing in our first period. So, man, it was what a relief to get out of this period with the lead, and we did. It was 1-0 after one. Heading into the second period, here we go again with our Detroit Red Wings and these cardinal sin goals. The opening 2 minutes of periods, games, opening and closing periods of games, I should say, and shifts after goals. But nonetheless, 31 seconds into the second period, you had Forrester pick up some junk there and move in and, tie it up at 1-1 at the 31 mark of the second period. And we battled back, and we made some mistakes, man. Gibson bailed our buns out a couple of different times, but, we were battling. We kept our feet moving. We kept the forecheck. It looked pretty good. But then we had Lucas Raymond in the closing minutes where on a nice gratuitous bounce to him on a pass, just on a sweet wrist shot. Bury that sucker, giving the Red Wings a 2-1 lead, where we held on heading into the third period, where brought the halfway mark at 9:37. Patty Kane, showtime. Pay attention to these names on the score sheet here, folks. But you had Patty Kane, showtime, giving some insurance there, making it a 3-1 lead about at the 9:37 mark. I'm sorry, of the third period. This is going to be interesting. Remainder, see, Philadelphia's at home. They're battling just like us. See if they can up their intensity. They did, and they brought it. And then at the 10:29 mark, you had Konechny at score there and another mistake, but nonetheless it was a 3-2 at that time. So they're staging their comeback in Philly, but a couple seconds later and another bounce, man. I mean, this is a shift after goal that you like to see, and we got some puck luck on both of these goals that we got, with them bouncing in right onto our player sticks. But nonetheless, Alex DeBrincat, man, gets the second of the night, making it a 4-2 and seals the deal at the 10:44 mark. We did hang on by the skin of our teeth. I thought we played pretty decently. We did make mistakes, but we did hang on, and Gibson did make the saves when he had to. Gibson, he's the difference maker tonight, man. He only giving up 2 goals. He made the saves when we need it, and that's the key to all this, is making the saves at key junctures and key points of the hockey game, and that's what Gibson did there. So that was a final. It was a good show from our boys, and it was a much needed win. We needed that win, the regulation win, and the 2 points, because it is a tight ass race in this Eastern Conference, and it's a whole league, even the Western Conference. If you look at that, even their wild card race is really tight. But nonetheless, let's move on and look at some action that the scores that we had last night. We did get plenty of help the previous days and nights, 2 days, but what we didn't get help with was from Buffalo with Ottawa, because Ottawa won. So they kept pace, but there was a lot of action going on last night. Let's jump right into it, run through it. I'm not going to run through it all, but the one that mattered here was Ottawa beating Buffalo, and that was a pretty good game. He even had Brady Tkachuk square off with Stanley late in the first period. It was cool to see them drop the mitts, especially the size differential between those two dudes. But Tkachuk hung in there. But let's move on. Then you had Tampa Bay helped us out beating Pittsburgh. Florida beat Boston. Montreal over Rangers. There's the Wings over the Flyers. And then there's the help we got there with Columbus. Carolina beat Columbus 5-1. And New Jersey over Washington. Dallas beat Winnipeg 3-0. Minnesota over Vancouver 5-2. Vegas over Calgary 6-3. San Jose over Toronto 4-1. Utah over Seattle 6-2. And Nashville over LA 5-4 in a shootout. But the help that we really needed was from Buffalo and Ottawa, and we didn't get it. But that it is what it is. But let's move on and look at the schedules. There's there's only a couple of games today, and these ones will have implications because we got the Flyers and the Islanders. They're coming up at 6 o'clock. It's going to be on NHL Network if you guys want to watch that, and you have it. But that's going to be a huge game for them if we can keep the Flyers and the Islanders back. That's at 6, and then at 7, and then at 10 you're going to have St. Louis at Anaheim out west. So let's move on and look at the standings now, because it is super duper tight in the Eastern Conference. I'm in the Eastern Conference wildcard race here. So that was a huge win. It was a regulation win, in which we need, and then you can see there with the log jam down there with the Senators. If the Senators would have lost, we would have been in that second slot there. So folks, we're in this race here. Let's not give up hope. Keep hope alive. I didn't think we played all that great. I think the difference maker was Gibson last night, but nonetheless, if you look at the boys who showed up on that final score sheet last night with DeBrincat, Raymond, Kaner, those are the guys that have been carrying us. We can talk about Larkin all you want, but he's scoring when it doesn't matter. These guys are scoring when it matters. And we need to get our leader back, and we need to get our secondary scoring running down here. But when you look at our schedule, our monthly schedule, where we have our next 2 games are, which I didn't mention before, but it's the Rangers coming up on Saturday. It's a day game. It's going to be on ABC. That's going to be at 12:30 Eastern time, and then again we play again on Sunday with coming back home with Minnesota at 1. Both of those are day games, so we got to win them. But nonetheless, we cannot fall behind. We got to continue on these getting these victories here, and we need regulation wins. But what I was saying is, if Ottawa would have lost last night, we would have been in that 2 slot. But you can see there, you got a log jam of 88 with Ottawa, us with 88, Columbus with 88, and Philadelphia with 86, who we beat last night. Make note, they play tonight, so they could end up with a victory with 88 as well. So it's super duper tight there, and there's not a lot of margin for error here, folks. So when you look at the remaining games on our schedule here, we cannot afford to stumble. We got to get a run going here. We can't play 2 games here, win, lose, win. It's win. We need a streak of 3 or 4 in a row here. or we're going to be golfing here, folks. But when you look at the streaks going on here, the Canadians just ain't losing, man. We were neck and neck with them not too long ago. They peeled off 7. They got 98. They got 10 more points than us. So we're only playing 4-5-1 hockey. That's 500 hockey this time of year. It doesn't bode well along with the -5 goal differential. So we need to get a run here going, folks. And it isn't going to be easy, but it's doable. It is certainly doable. But, these guys got to be ready to play the full 60 minutes. And we cannot have mental mistakes. I think we need to up our intensity. We don't play with enough desperation right off the bat. We are fully capable, and it's like we put our foot on the gas when it's too late. So, let's start the games, man. Let's get out of this first period. Let's play uphill hockey. It's so much easier. It's so much less stressful when all of these games are so high on the important list, and you can ill afford mistakes and stumbling. You got to get these victories, and you can't make mistakes. You got to get them when you can, because they're not going to be there pretty soon. So let's get a run going here. Let's keep a streak going, and let's make the playoffs, man. Let's get her going, folks. But nonetheless, I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick. Thanks for watching. Be kind and nice to everybody. Remember to see the light, and I'll catch you guys on the next one over the weekend here. It's going to be a good weekend for hockey, and by the time we get there, all these standings are going to be changing. So anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.